In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through Him, and without Him not one thing came into being. What has come into being in Him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it.
Today, where are we? The world which was made through the Word that is life and light is confronted by the darkness of the pandemic crisis. A darkness that created a new global context. A darkness that has forcefully broken into our path of transformation. This very path, confronted by the crisis, asked us to slow down, to deepen the contemplation of our realities. And we began asking the questions of a people in darkness, longing for the light that was in the beginning.
Longing for light, we wait in darkness. Longing for truth, we turn to you. Make us your own, your holy people, light for the world to see. Christ be our light, shine in our hearts, shine through the darkness. Christ be our light, shine in your church, gather today.
In the beginning, the true light which enlightens everyone was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came into being through Him. Yet the world did not know Him. He came to what was His own, and His own people did not accept Him. But to all who received Him, who believed in His name, He gave power to become children of God.
Today, our people's struggle for hope before the temptation to despair forms part of the new questions that we face, of the new realities that affect us and move us. We realize how much we are connected to each other and how much the common good of our world depends on each of us. We begin to perceive the light, seeking to penetrate our closed doors.
And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, full of grace and truth. We have beheld His glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father. And from His fullness have we all received grace upon grace.
Where are we going? The more we move forward in this time of crisis, the more we perceive that in circumstances which are certainly difficult, we are offered a great opportunity. We understand that the transformation the Lord expects from us must go far beyond what we thought. Not only for us Franciscan missionaries of Mary, but also for all religious life at the global level. We are only at the beginning. Let us therefore actively welcome this opportunity and open the doors of our hearts to the Word who is life and light.
Dear sisters, happy Easter to you all. It is indeed a significant moment to be all together today in the joy and light of Easter, to renew our trust in the Lord and to seek His grace in preparing us for the general chapter that we hope to have in a few months. Throughout the past years, the image and reality of the journey has accompanied and inspired us. Postponed due to the pandemic, our chapter will not be the end of the journey, but a very important step in the transformation we have undertaken. At this time, it is good to recall why this transformation. It is to renew the Institute's capacity to fulfill a prophetic role according to its foundation charism. The task is huge and challenging because it is a paschal journey. At the outset, the journey of the Exodus was laid out before us. The people of Israel had to leave their country of bondage and then wander in the desert for 40 years. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead them along the way, and by night in a pillar of fire, to give them light, that they might travel by day and by night. For the Jewish people, the journey through the desert was a time of trial, of purification, of learning a new relationship with God in the simplicity and demands of everyday life. Likewise, we are allowing ourselves to be transformed by the journey and by the trials, especially since the pandemic has surprised us on the way. In a world of turmoil, amidst fears and uncertainties, confronted with illness and death that brutally snatched away the lives of 29 of our sisters and other many loved ones, we were challenged to rely on God as our only security. In this context, I want to thank you all for continuing the process of transformation in the day-to-day life of your communities, in your provincial and regional assemblies, in your meetings of the younger generation sisters. I extend my thanks especially to you provincials, who have continued in a creative way to animate the transformation process despite the impossibility to travel. Thanks to those who took initiatives so that the regions would not remain an abstract configuration, but would begin to take shape through networking, shared reflections, diverse collaborations. With all these steps, moving one after the other and one alongside the other, our vision is becoming a reality. The journey continues and will continue until the chapter and beyond it. But from now on, we will experience something new by making a few stopovers on our journey. Between now and the chapter, the capitulars will meet in 4 inns. The Inn of the Incarnation, the Inn of Emmaus, the Inn of the Good Samaritan, and the Inn of the Upper Room, the Cenacle. In these inns, we shall recount what we have experienced on the way. We shall share what nourishes us. We shall regain our strength. We shall talk about what has set us on our way and what is calling us to move forward. The Lord wants us with open eyes, hearts and spirit, to see and touch this world to which He wants to give life, and life in abundance. He is Himself the way, and He calls us to follow Him in the mystery of His incarnation and His Pasch. And this call defies our human logic. From one inn to another, we will seek to welcome the logic of Christ and enter into His mind. In a few moments, the capitulars will enter the Inn of the Incarnation. And meanwhile, all the other sisters, you are invited to set out on the journey towards the 3rd inn, that of the Good Samaritan, and today we will receive the necessary information. So let us ask Mary to help us take the risk, as she did, to enter into the mystery of the following of Christ in order to accomplish our mission today. Let us ask Mary this grace.